Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm doing a brand video. Something a little bit different than I normally do. A lot of times when I'm showing some of the hauls I have, if I find a plush that's terry cloth, I always tell you guys, definitely check the comps on them. So today's video is about terry cloth plush, and it's a large variety of brands, although one is very prominent in this series. But I thought it would be good to just get people looking at stuff that is terry cloth. And it's kind of funny though, because this couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago, I bought a huge lot of plush because I found this. It still needs a bath. I still haven't washed him yet. This is like my holy grail. There's probably some that sell for a little bit more, but this is pretty much one of the highest priced terry cloth plush that you can find. It is called a Play School Snuzzles. There's several in this series, different types of animals, but this is the one that I don't think I had this one before. I've had the girl, the doll, and I've had a duck, but I don't think I had the elephant, but I can't remember. So it's just kind of funny. In this lot of toys that I bought, I ended up with about 4 different terry cloth plush. The others are, well, one still needs washed again. It was very dirty. And then the others are listed already. So I just thought it would be excellent to show all of you guys things to be looking for. But even if you don't see it in this video, make sure you check the comps, because this video is only going to be $50 and up. I'm going to have to do a part 2 because this could have gone on forever. So I just did the plush that I wanted to show was $50 and up. Now how I do this is I go into eBay solds, and then I filter by used, because those are the things that we're going to find at yard sales, thrift stores, estate sales. And then used within the last 90 days. So on a lot of these plush, there were much higher comps, but they weren't in the last 90 days. I'm going to show you an example of something at the end of the video, but definitely check Terapeak, you guys. Check Terapeak before you price stuff, because, you know, this past week, I was looking up something that I plan on listing. It was over $100, and somebody had sold it for $20 because they didn't check Terapeak. They didn't check the history of something, but I am seeing a lot of downward trends because people aren't checking. And then I sorted by highest, which is why, you know, I only stopped at the $50 and up. But I also went into Terapeak to make sure that I had the real price that it sold for, because what you see on the sold screens isn't always the correct price. And then I went into the seller's store to see if they had feedback on that item, which very little feedback was left on these items. Y'all, if you buy something on eBay, leave feedback. It just really helps legitimize the sales, especially on these high dollar stuff. And it just helps the sellers build up their feedback. And I also, if I didn't find feedback, I went back into their stores to make sure it hadn't been relisted for whatever reason, which none of them were. So I feel because I know terry cloth plush for, you know, I've been doing this 24 years. I'm pretty confident that the sales that I'm going to show you are legit. So let's get to this. First sale, Kids Preferred. This is a My First Lamb. It sold for $55. Now, if you see some red lettering up here towards the title, I wrote the price if this wasn't the actual price, and I also put plus feedback if somebody had actually left feedback on these items. But like I said, very few received feedback. Soft Dreams. I love that brand. In fact, one of the toys that I picked up was a pink and white bunny, but it sells for about $49 or something. So I'll share that one in the next video. But this is a blue and green rabbit with a little eyelet collar, sold for $59.99. And then this is Carter's Prestige terry cloth bunny with the ABC design on the clothing. It sold for $59.99. Kids Preferred. This is one of the Sweet Dreams plush series. These come in rabbits and different colors and just all kinds variety in this. This yellow one sold for $66.99. I have found it probably 3 or 4 times in all my years of doing this. This is an Eden terry cloth clown plush, 7 inches tall, sold for $59. And I know I saw comps that were higher, but again, they were over 90 days ago. But positive feedback was also left on this. So $59 for just a little 7-inch plush. House of Lloyd, which also does the Christmas around the world. So just a nice variety of brands here. This rabbit sold for $59. Russ Love Pets. I think I have 2 examples of them, but I talk about this one quite often. This is the little striped mouse. There's a whole series of the Home Buddies, which this is a Home Buddy, even though they didn't put it in the title. And they tend to do really well for me, but they're small like this. This, it says a polar bear. I guess it's a polar bear, but why is it brown? I don't know. It sold for $60 with positive feedback. Now this is an Eden mouse. Very cute. I've not seen this one before. Mint green, sold for $60. Now there's a blue one of these, and then I'm going to show you a pink one that sold later. But last year I went to a church sale, and as soon as I got there, I saw a lady walking around with the pink one tucked under her arm, and I just kept watching and watching to see if she'd lay it down, but she didn't. I haven't found one of these in a really, really long time. But this is Eden terry cloth, but it also has the waffle weave body. This is the blue one. There is a pink one also. It sold for $65. This is one of the plush that I picked up at a recent yard sale. It's still getting a second washing. It is the blue and white Eden boy doll. It sold for $66. Now this is an Eden clown crib plush. That means it's got the little handle in the bottom that you pull, and it is musical. It sold for $69.99. Eden is the predominant brand in this series. This is Carter's. It is a little white teddy bear with a jingle inside. 8 inches, sold for $69.99. This is an Infantino rattle lot of terry cloth plush. I don't know, I might have split them up, but they ended up selling it for $70 for the 4 small plush. This is my listing. I don't know why it's still highlighted. This is from Mainjoy. It was a terry cloth white rabbit. It said my first bunny on the front, and I sold it for $79.95. This is Gymboree. I tend to do really well with Gymboree toys. I've not done kids clothes yet, but I think it is one of the ones that I'm going to pay attention to if and when we start. This was a terry cloth aardvark. It sold for $79.99. Dakin Applause Precious Moments plush. I've not found one of these before. There is a series of Precious Moments plush that do very well. But for the most part, most Precious Moments are just mostly bread and butter. They're very distinctive eyes. Once you have found one, you'll always know them almost immediately when you find them. But this little girl doll sold for $80 with positive feedback. Now this is the Home Buddies lot I was talking about earlier. Somebody put 5 of these together and it sold for $80 with positive feedback. I don't think I've had any of those 5 characters. I tend to find this and some just regular animals, but I've not had any of those before. Now this is Gund. It's a giraffe squeak plush, sold for $83.97. This is another Eden clown plush. This isn't the crib one. This is a 20-inch regular plush, sold for $90. Y'all, and we're only halfway through and we're already in the 90s. This is an Eden. I call them my first dolls. This one is African American. It sold for $99.99. Commonwealth, it's in here too. Elephant 8-inch rattle, sold for $99.99. Prestige Toy Corp. This rabbit sold for, it's got the color block. When you see plush that have like these distinct different colors like you see on here, that's called color block. This one sold for $100. Manhattan Toy. This is a pink plush. They're called Tippy Toes. There's this pink one and there's also a brown one. This pink one sold for $100. I think I saw a comp for the brown one that was about $90. This listing also got positive feedback. $100. Definitely look for these. And they're weighted. They're 16 inches and they're kind of heavy. Another My First Doll by Eden. This one has the waffle weave body. I'm guessing they consider the waffle weave like this also terry cloth, like the little lamb, but the lamb, I think the face is terry cloth. This little doll sold for $109.25. This is an Eden clown with the color block also. Sold for $109.90. And y'all, I'm telling you, a lot of this plush that I'm showing you, these sold prices, because these were within the last 90 days, there were more that were a whole lot more. So don't just go into solds. You need to go into Terapeak and look at the last 2 years. All right, this is a terry cloth clown. It says soft touch. I'm thinking that's like Amtoy. I think so. This clown sold for $90. Right, this is one of the plush that I picked up. I just recently listed it. It is another one of the My First Dolls. This is the Pink Girl. Sold for $115. Unfortunately, mine ended up having a little stain on the back of the hat. That just didn't come out with spray, with the spray cleaner. Another Eden clown with the yarn hair. It sold for $121. Eden bunny rabbit. This one had the eyelet collar also. Sold for $139.99. This is Eden terry cloth lamb. It was big, 18-inch, sold for $149.99. Toyworks. Y'all, that's a brand I don't typically pick up, but for me, the terry cloth aspect of a plush like this would still make me pick it up, but it's just not one of the brands. It's like Toy Factory, just for me, a lot of times lower quality. But that, you know, the factors for a lot of this is the fact that they're terry cloth. This elephant sold for $149.99. I'm still not there. All right, here's the pink one. The one that I saw at the church sale that day was pink also. This one also has the waffle weave body. Sold for $149.99. Eden pastel bunny. There's just a whole lot of different varieties of the bunnies with the Eden, the clowns, the bears, all of that. This particular one sold for $168.97. This is another one of the Eden My First Bears. This one with the color block also sold for $174. I'm assuming because it had the paper tag, it probably bumped it up a little bit. This is, I've never seen this one. This is an Eden dinosaur. It sold for $180. Love this brand. All right, this is the Eden elephant. Color block also. Y'all, I saw some of these that were way higher. Way higher. This sold for $180. And this is one of the bear clowns. It sold for $190. And then I'm kind of going to step back a little bit. This is my elephant, right? This particular one sold for $160.78. There were some in Terapeak that was like $199. But I went to WorthPoint because I wanted to see a longer history on it. And back in April of 21, this particular elephant sold for $250. That's probably where I'll go when I get ready to list it. And this is the point where I really think WorthPoint is worth us paying the yearly subscription for it, because you get to go in and look at these hard to find toys to see a better history that's longer than the 2 years. So for us, it's really worth it. You have to check each of your own business plans to see if you're selling the types of stuff that would warrant looking at history for longer than 2 years, but at least get the 2 years in. Don't just rely on the last 90 days, which is what you're going to get in eBay solds. And then this rabbit, y'all, the best comp I could find on this snuzzle rabbit, it sold on eBay in the last 90 days for like 80 some dollars. 80 some dollars. But back in December of 2021, $399.99. Funny thing is I went to an estate sale, I think 2 years ago, and they had 2 rooms that were just full of plush. And I was picking out stuff, and it was the last day of the sale. I went and found one of the coordinators for the estate sale, and I said, how much if I buy all the plush in both rooms? And I ended up getting everything for $200. And unknown to me at that point, because Robert went and packed one room and I went and packed another room, one of these was in there, and I remember selling it for about $200. I didn't have WorthPoint at that time. This is when, it really is worth taking the extra step to check WorthPoint. Because if I ever found that again, I would definitely go high on it and wait for the right buyer. But like I said, even with my elephant, yes, let me go back here. Yes, right here. $160 is good. But you know what? $250 is better. And that's probably where I'll go. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm going to have a part 2 to this, and I'll pick anything that wasn't in this video, because like I said, every 90 days it's going to change. But I'll also pick the stuff, because selling something for $49 is still a really good ROI on plush. Mostly I get for $1 or so. So there'll be a part 2 to this. But y'all, get to work. Bye.